All right, everybody, welcome to the Cash Flow Empire, where we love to talk about the dirty, the ugly, the truth, about multifamily, about single family, just about all types of real estate, right? Up until this point. Tonight, super special to me. Guys, I don't know if you have noticed, but what we like to do here at the Cash Flow Empire podcast is we take a lot of pride of being able to bring a lot of high network and these big dogs that we can't even sometimes have access to, like Rod Cleef. We've had, Brad Sumrock, and just a lot of these great individuals, right? But we also take pride in bringing friends and family that are just doing good in real estate, right? That are able to prove the concept of what is it that we're doing, buying these multifamily assets by being able to partner up together, that are actually killing it, right? And tonight is just really huge shout out to Luis Catalan, who is Mr. Guatemala. If you do not know who he is, you're gonna know who he is tonight. Very one of my favorite guys on that I've met in the last year, just because of the amount of action that he takes. He's a man of his word, and I just absolutely love how he's such a great father, a great individual, great person overall. So I want to just give that huge shout out to Mr. Luis Catalan, who he goes by the name of Mr. Guatemala. And if you're wondering who gave him that name, he is trademarking it because Mr. Grant Cardone himself called and gave him that name. So that being said, I'd love to welcome Mr. Luis Catalan, aka Mr. Guatemala, to our show tonight. What's up, man?
Hey everybody, I'm so happy to be here with everybody. It's my first time speaking in public, so I'm a little nervous. And also my English is kind of limited as well. So if there are some words that you guys don't understand, my apologies in advance. So
You're good. You're
um,
good.
so I am originally from Guatemala. I came to United States back in 2000. So it's been a long time in the US. I left my country because sadly it's kind of violent. We were suffering from getting beat up every day by gang members. So was either joining the gangs or getting killed or running away from them. So I decided to run away. So, but not if that wasn't enough, we grew up in an environment where we were having issues. When we had this how do you say, like a war, like in like internal war between the army and the guerrillas. So we used to suffer that too. That was back in 1994 to that war lasted for about 32 years, but I only lived very a little bit of that. But I still traumatized because of that. We used to be sleeping in the woods, like running even from the army because we didn't know who was the bad guys. You could easily get killed by the army or the guerrillas. So that was a big nightmare for us, and that hasn't even got it out of my head yet. I still have nightmares about that. So that was when we used to live in a village, like in a county. Then after that, we moved to a small town called Ravenal, Baja Verapaz. It's in Guatemala. We moved to that town. So that was a different environment. That was not running from guerrillas. That was running from gang members because that was a very bad time in my country where gang members was killing and raping and doing a lot of bad stuff. So I told my father, you know what, we're gonna get killed in here. It is either get killed or run from this place. So my daddy decided to bring me to the United States. I freaking crossed the border, man, because I had no choice. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to be a good soccer player or have a career in my country, but I wasn't able to do that. So I came to the United States. I crossed the border. I came here, man, being just a little kid, 15 years old. And the very next day, when I got here, I started working because my daddy put me to work in the same company he was working in construction, and I started doing construction. The very freaking next day, man, I was my weight was 96 pounds, man. I was a little kid, 96 pounds, and lifting, 150 pounds of concrete. So it was very, very hard for me at the beginning. I had a very rough life uh, from the beginning. And then year later, my daddy had to go back to my country because my grandma was getting sick. So I stay here by myself. So at the age of 16, I was here working full time, uh, trying to survive, making $7 and 25 cents an hour. That was very tough for me to pay $550 for rent and about $120 of insurance for my car. And that was very impossible to survive with that money. But I wanted more. I knew that making $7 and 25 cents an hour, it wasn't getting me anywhere. I decided to go to school. So I left my full-time job and I started going to school. And I wanted to learn some English, because coming from Guatemala, I had no idea about English or how to survive in this country. So I started going to school, and but very very soon I realized that making $7 an hour working 4 or 5 hours a night wasn't taking me anywhere. So I did that for about a year. I completed the ninth grade in here. um on the 10th grade, I had to drop out because I was dying, man. I didn't have no support from nobody. And it's kind of a shame what I'm gonna say, but sometimes I used to go to like Walmart or Food Lion and walk with my little cart, my push cart, and put some bananas and some grapes on the cart and eat while I was in the store and just pay fuel to on the way out. I was basically stealing food to survive. And also, I had a little part time at night where I used to work in a cleaning company, and I used to love go and clean the kitchens because I was eating leftovers from on the freezers, man. People left leftovers there. I was eating that to survive. That was freaking painful, man. When I look my life back then, man, it makes me cry because it was a very rough beginning. But I always knew that this country, man, is the most amazing country in the world. It's not because it gives you, you know, a little more security. It is because you can become successful here. I am glad that I moved to this country, man, and I'm very happy and I appreciate this country so much. You have no idea, man, because this country changed my life, and I am changing other people's life with the money I'm making here. I am able to support my family, my friends. I am able to support my community here and there because I haven't forgot, where I come from. I know where I want to go, but I can't forget where I came from, man.
That is amazing, Luis. No, thank you for sharing that, man. And that's really rough beginning. So I love that. Thank you for sharing your story with us because sometimes like life is not easy, right? So life is not easy, and we just complain all the time about things, without even go through hard moments like you were, right? So I appreciate you sharing this with us. How you started your beginning, and now it's really impressive to see you killing it in this industry, right? Now you're killing it, going to have dinners with Grant Cardone, right? A billionaire, like he knows your name, he knows who you are, right? Because you heard this all the time. It's not who you know, it's who knows you, right? And that was one of your goals when I met you. I remember you say, yeah, Grant Cardone, he's gonna know who I am. And then a year later, man, I saw you having a dinner with him, man. So that was a really I was so proud. I'm so proud of you still about that moment. But yeah, Luis, I mean, these hard moments in your life, and now you are GP in over 500 units, right, man? So what are your family saying at this moment when they see you actually jumping from working really hard, and because I know that you work from like 4 a.m. until I don't know what time you go to sleep, right? But what is your family saying? What is your family thinking now after they see you this much in growth and stuff?
know, I have the best support in the world, man. Um, my brother David, my brother Eduardo, my brother Armando. I think one or two are on this call right now. They are my backbones, man. They support me in anything I do, man. I just tell them, look, man, we need to do this. And they say, okay, let's do it. They never say no to me, man. And because of them, I am in the position where I am right now. And I'm working for them, man. I'm their faces because they don't speak a lot of English. You know, I am my English is messed up, but I speak a little better than them. So they tell me, look, go and get everything done, and we're gonna be your support on anything you want to do. So I'm proud of my brothers. I'm proud of my parents because they were very humble people, no money, but with a lot of love, man. My parents, they love us to death, man. My mother and my father, they're the best.
Man, I'm just really quick. I want to say something in Spanish. I just because I know you said they don't really know any English. So ahí les quiero mandar un saludo a la familia Catalán, a los hermanos Catalán. Tienen un carnal bien chingón, bien agradecido de ser su amigo, su socio. Muy buena onda y saludos. So I just wanted to say real quick, just wanted to shout out his brothers in Spanish and his family, just because this is super important, and they need to know the caliber that Luis is in right now. And if they don't really know, they might have an idea. We need to officially let them know that, hey, your brother Luis Catalan is doing some really big things. So really quick, I wanted to just show some love to your brothers for attending tonight.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
So that goes to my next question, Luis. I know you migrated from Guatemala. You came here to the States. You're working construction, which is very successful. What I see all over Facebook, you're a general contractor. You're flipping all these houses. Obviously you met us shy, maybe a little less than a year. I don't think it's been the full year just yet. It will be the year that me and you have known each other with Jonathan. This summer, I'm gonna say maybe June, July. I actually still have the first picture that we took together. I meant to send it to you this week. I ran into it, but man, you've done so much in such a little time, and I'm so impressed. I'm so just proud of you because not a lot of people are willing to take that action. And I think why I'm so grateful to have you tonight is because I want you to show people, I want you to talk about that it is very much doable to do what is it that you're doing by taking, action. So talk about the things that you've done in these last years, man. I mean, we just met a couple months ago, man, not even a full year. What have we done? What have you done in these last couple months, brother? What are you proud of?
Well, I think we met in March, back in March, I think at the Real Estate Summit with Grant Cardone. Um, well, it seems a lot in a very little time, but it's the work for 24 years, man. This year I'm turning 24 of being in the United States. And you know, I've been working in construction for so long. Me and my brothers opened our construction business back in 2012, and we've been working so hard, man. And we started doing some fix and flips back in 2016. We've been doing couple flips a year, so we've been using those flips as leverage to be able to invest in some other assets. But you know when I met you back in March, I was there, man, because in 2017 I start feeling so freaking depressed of working so many hours, man, from 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to 7, 8, 9 p.m. And I wasn't feeling that going anywhere. I feel like I was stuck. So I started looking online, how to increase your wealth, how to become rich. I guess everybody does that. So, and every time that I used to use Google for that, it always says real estate, real estate. So I say, well, I mean, I gotta see who is being successful. And I find out about Grant Cardone back in 2017, and that's when I start following Grant Cardone on YouTube. And I mean, I watch every single video, man, from him. I become obsessed with that guy, man, because that guy had what I needed, man. He had the guidance that I needed. So then the pandemic hit, man, in 2019 and 2021. So that was kind of really really hard for me because I feel like I got stuck again. So so in 2023, I say, look, Grant Cardone is not gonna come to Virginia. I gotta go and follow that guy. So I decided to purchase my ticket. I didn't even know how to buy a ticket for an airplane, man, or book up a hotel. I got some weird stories about hotels, so I gotta let you know that in person. So I start buying my ticket because I wanted to go to the real estate summit. That's where I met you guys. And I already had the mentality, of becoming successful because when I came to this country, I was so hungry. I'm still hungry of success. I don't want to stop, man. I don't want to think that I'm tired today. Sometimes I am freaking sick or tired and I keep going, man. I don't care how tired I am. The goals are bigger. So I met you guys in at the real estate summit, and we become very good friends. Later on, you guys told me about Casa San Luis. That was our first partnership, or first asset that we bought. I became a GP on that property, and then Luna Vista came, and we also become partners on that one. Now we are closing on Sawyer's Mill, and I it's been a blessing, man, that we met, man, because it's a bunch of young people, man, with the same mentality. You gotta have the right team, man. You gotta know the right people if you want to become successful, man. You gotta meet the right people. You ain't gonna go anywhere by yourself, because I was stuck, man. Me and my brothers were stuck because you don't know what's the next step, but there is always a next step, man. And now that I meet you guys, Jonathan and Sergio, Jana, Tim, Sean, I mean, these people are amazing, man. You guys really changed my life because you guys knew how this multifamily game works, and now you guys are guiding me on the areas that I don't know yet about real estate. And also, I want to thank to the 10X community because Grant Cardone, that guy, man, has changed so many lives, including mine. You have no idea, man. We are on this call tonight because of Grant Cardone. 10X, man.
Love it, love it. And is that okay if I share a funny story when we met with Luis? You know, because I still remember that moment, man. So okay, I'm gonna share it, right? Because the first conversation that I had with Luis, right? Because we were introducing, each other and everything, and it seems like Luis, he was so excited. He was like, man, I'm looking for a deal where I can invest my money, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. He was just looking for where to invest his money because he wanted to buy apartments. He wanted to be a partner in a multifamily. So he went straightforward, right? And one of the first questions that Luis asked me is like, hey man, do you have a deal? You know, and something that we always tell, our partners is like, okay, so we need to make sure that the first conversation, the first time that we meet each other, we don't talk about numbers, deals, because, I want to make sure that because who we are, right? Not because I have this deal for you, right? So then I told Luis, I said, hey man, I'm sorry, but I cannot talk about, deals, I just want to straightforward. And man, I remember he got pissed, and okay, we leave the conversation like that. And then we just became closer. We became friends. And then it seems like Luis was saving that inside himself. And one day he told me like, man, I didn't like you the first time I met you. And I was like, what happened? I said, yeah, bro, I was looking to invest and you just you were not sharing with me what you have, and I was looking for money. So I felt that, I didn't worth, my money didn't worth, to be part of your team. And I was like, no, bro, that's not how it works, right? So I explained him the whole situation and everything, but that was funny, man. I remember that, and that was a funny story, right? But do you still remember the moment, Luis?
I do, man, and I do appreciate because that would be a big mistake with the SEC, man. You gotta know the regulations, and back then I didn't know that that 506B is only for friends and family, and we didn't know each other back then yet. So that was a smart move from you, but we keep in touch, and so we became really good friends, and now we are like family, man. This is a family right now with Joshi, Jonathan, Sergio, Tony. I mean, it's a very good group of people that we love each other.
That's the point of this, man. I think that's my favorite thing about what we got going on here, guys. Is we're literally family. I mean, we all went to when we went to 10X this last December. I told Luis, he's pretty prestige. This guy stays at the hotel where they're having the event. I called him. I was like, bro, you better cancel that shit. You're gonna come stay with us at this Airbnb that's like 15 minutes away. I don't care. You're gonna come stay with us and hang out with us. Why not? Sure enough, he's like, man, well, I already booked. I was like, bro, there's still a week. Cancel it, get your money back, and just come stay with us, man. And we're gonna bond. We're gonna continue to bond. And that's exactly what we did, guys. It's just elevating each other, picking each other up. Luis had a very lack of confidence when I met him. He was very just unsure, just like we all were. And I remember me too. And I'm a very confident guy, but we don't know what we don't know. And at the time when I met Luis, I was like, dude, like there's something in him because every time I talk about real estate, we've even had heart to hearts in person where, we teared up, and we're just we're so into this. We really want to make this happen, right? And we talk about what we want to do, how big we want to grow. And I remember telling him that night, I'm like, dude, I think he came to Michael Blanc. It was last June. I was like, dude, just wait, just wait. I was like, bro, I promise you, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. And sure enough, right after that, he got into 2 deals. Now he's in his third deal as a GP. He's flying on his own. We've elevated him to where we're like, look, dude, like these are the ropes, and we've guided him right. And now he's on his own, literally. We're not sitting here trying to hide anything from him. If anything, we want him to grow and to his full potential, right? So that's something that I really, really love about Luis is that he's got a really, really big chip on his shoulder. And I don't say it in a bad way. I say it in the most positive way because I'm the same way. We get told, we're the type of people that get told, you guys, what y'all do it with emotion, y'all do it with purpose, y'all do it with, all this, just energy. Because we just have a big chip on our shoulder. And when you talk to Luis, even behind cameras, this dude's got a chip on his shoulder. And that's what I love about him. But that being said, Luis, I mean, so we met last year, now you're on your own as a GP. Like, how does it feel, man? Because you're very, very involved. You're very active. You go to the property management meetings where we're meeting with our property management company, our third party, right? You're very involved. You ask a lot of questions in those meetings. What's your take on that type of structure that we got going on? How helpful is that? What do you think about that?
Well, you don't know what you don't know, man. And when we started doing this thing, I was lost, man. I didn't know what to ask and I didn't know what to do. But as you come to these Zoom calls, as you go to these meetings, I mean, you get a little more confident. And I start picking up a lot of stuff from you guys. I mean, there is a lot of vocabulary that I don't know what it means yet, but I'm still working on it. And I appreciate you guys for giving us the opportunity. My brother Raul Castro on this call too. I mean, he's already killing it too, man. He's a great guy asking a lot of questions. So, I mean, this community that we have, I think is gonna go a long way, man. It's gonna go a long way because we are not hiding shit from nobody, man. We are not lying to anybody. We're just being honest, man. Just be honest, and you go anywhere.
Love it,
I
love it.
love,
No,
yeah,
that's
go ahead, John.
amazing. That's amazing. But Luis, I want to go a little deeper in your mindset, man, because you were talking about, okay, you know, your motivation, right? How you started, you know, that moment when you decide to take action, right? And sometimes in life, you know, probably we are tired, we hate our life, right? But we never take action, right? So can you walk us through how you went from being sick of tired of your life and actually pull the trigger and start making those big moves in your life? What happened
Well, you hit the bottom, man. You hit the bottom. You gotta hit the bottom to know what you're doing wrong. I was working too much, working, endless hours, man, working hard, and just you. I mean, sometimes you feel like that there is no point to working anymore, man, because you don't have a vision. When you don't have a vision, you cannot go to the next level. That's when I started following Grant Cardone because that guy was successful. He is very successful. So I started watching his videos, and as he says, when you lose motivation of what you do, it's time to change or hit to the next level. So when I went to that real estate summit, I wanted to change my life. I was hating my life already, just working and working and working and finding no purpose, man. It's just so fucked up. So I decided to just risk everything, basically risk everything, because I invested in a good chunk of money with Grant Cardone in two deals, and I am so proud of doing that, man, because now I start receiving distributions. So I invested with him even when I didn't know him in person yet, just a few phone calls. And I say, hell no, I'm gonna invest even if I lose, because there is always a risk of losing anything, man. There is no business for sure. There is always a chance of losing what you invest. So I said, look, let me invest with this guy and see what comes up out of that. And I even invest with him before the real estate summit. So uh, you gotta hit the worst of your life. You gotta be so bored to change the way you're doing shit.
I love it. I love it, Luis. I have a couple questions for you just because I can relate to you since we're both Hispanics, we're both parents, right? So my question to you is how do you juggle being a business owner, being a real estate investors? I know you have flips going on right now. You're running your roofing business. You're on each and every one of our calls. You're on Uncle G's calls. Está en todo, you're literally in everything. How do you manage to also be a dad, a present dad? Because I always see you with your kids, right? Like we just saw them on the camera earlier. So how do you manage being a business owner, real estate investor, having your flips, being a dad? How do you put all of that together? Because most of my people, the feedback I'm getting back, it's, oh, I'm a parent. Like they use their why as their excuse not to do something. So give my parents here on the call a little bit of inspiration, how it is that you do it.
Sometimes you need to sacrifice some time with your kids. I have had the opportunity to do so many things with my kids, and I cancel. I cancel because I'm busy working, and I know that's wrong in being a parent and not being very very supportive to your kids. But it's worse when you send them to bed with the stomach empty. I know what's being with an empty stomach. That's why I don't want that to my kids. So I tell the mom, you got to take care of the kids. I don't have a lot of time for them. The few minutes that I spend with them every day, they are the most, amazing minutes of my day. So I enjoy those minutes. But like you said, I am on every single call. I am working on a roof with my headphones, I'm driving on the road all the time, listening to any Zoom call that I can take, I'll take it because I'm hungry for knowledge. I don't want to be in the same place that I am today, tomorrow. I want to be more and more and more. And this is just a fire inside of me that doesn't let me stop. Even when I am sick, I don't care if I'm sick. If I can wake up in the morning, I go to work because I have a dream. And my dream is being able to help my community. That's my goal. You know, it's not about the money sometimes. It's about helping others. That's what I can tell you.
Love it, Luis. Now that you touching your kids, right? Because guys, and this is for everybody, right? So your kids are looking at you, right? You are example of your kids, right? So if Luis keep working like crazy all those hours until he gets old, that's gonna be the dad that he's gonna be showing to his kids, right? They're gonna be okay, hard worker, but those kids of Luis, they're gonna be okay. I'm gonna be doing the same way, right? That's the example. Now Luis is changing that, right? Okay, I had the challenges in life. Now I work hard because I didn't have anything, so I need to build my foundation, I need to build my empire, and then he's scaling it, right? So that's the example that he's giving to his kids. So I love it, man. Thank you for sharing that. That's really good. Thank you, because your kids are gonna be grateful to have a dad like you, right? With all these examples and all this journey in your life, man. But that's really exciting, Luis. So yeah, man. I mean, this is crazy, man. How you started coming from nowhere, your country, escaping, right? Because that's a reality, you're escaping, right? And it reminds me a little bit, the story. Also, we have a kind of a similar background, right? So it was a little dangerous out there, and then we're living here a better life, man. But let's talk about this common phrase, right? People say, okay, your network is your net worth, right? So you start surrounding yourself with different people, you're gonna change, right? So can you explain us that from your viewpoint, point of view?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, man, meeting you guys was a blessing for me because you guys might not have money, but you guys have experience. You guys have knowledge, and that's what I need. Um, sometimes it's not about money. Sergio's laughing, but sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes you gotta have the knowledge, man. If you have money and no knowledge, it's useless. Money is useless. So getting in the room with the right people will take you anywhere you want to go, man. And meeting you guys was a blessing for me, man. I've been learning and picking a lot of good stuff from all these people, man, all these amazing people. You know, um, when we get together, man, it's not about just business. It's about talking, private stuff like how you feeling, what do I need to go to grow up? Me and Sergio were having that conversation the other day, driving on the truck to his family's party. So we had that conversation, and that's kind of helping me right now. I'm doing some different things because he told me how to do it, and that's what we need, man. Getting in the right room with the right people.
Yeah, Luis, and let's share another story, man, because you have a lot of stories in life, man, and then people feel related with those, right? Because we have a lot in common, man. And one of those things that happened to me is that in some point we were working really hard, saving money, and then we invested this money somewhere, and at the end that money just disappeared, right, for X and Y reason, right? So I know that this happened to you too, so you need to start from zero again, right? And you need to do it like a couple times, man. You decide to take action, and then you just lost it all, right? But you didn't stop. You just, okay, this happened to me, now I'm gonna start again. So let's go, man. I'm excited to hear your story. Go ahead.
Well, when I first came here, my goal was to make at least $300,000 and go back to my country and buy me a house in a place where everything was safe. Because there is some safe place in Guatemala and some beautiful places, man. I want to go back one day, you know, and retire over there. But I started sending money, man. I was working 15, 16, 16-hour days, working as much as possible, man, to send the money over there to a bank. And the damn freaking bank, man, went bankruptcy from day to night. One day it was open, and the following day, about 300 locations were closed. And I lost, man, probably shit, like $120,000, somewhere in the number, about $100,000. So I say, hell no, I don't want to keep sending money to my country. I will get the money and invest in America where I am living and I have control of the money. And I don't trust the banks here either. Every time I have a little bit of money in the bank, I get it out and buy real estate. I buy my houses and flip them. So I have control of my money all the time. I don't trust banks, man. After that happened to me, I don't want to send money to my country and just leave it at the bank because you don't know what's going to happen with that money.
That's exactly why we broke. So in case I don't know if you heard him earlier, he said we broke, but we smart. Well, because we get all the money and we invest it. That's what we do. That's what we do in as real estate investors, right? So that was kind of funny. But man, I just it's just crazy how all this, how all this is put into perspective as far as where you started, and how far you came. Guys, if you're feeling inspired, put some fires in the chat. I mean, here you are, if this didn't inspire you to come out and do more, to go out there and be like, you know what, if he can do it, if an immigrant from Guatemala can come to the States and make this happen, then so can I. Where am I wrong, right? Am I not working hard enough? Am I not getting the education that I need? Am I not putting in the work? Or what's the problem? It's just crazy. Let's show them some love because this is a big deal. This is a huge deal. And obviously, guys, if y'all have any questions, raise your hand. This is why we're here. Maybe y'all can, get some pointers from Luis on how is it that he's doing what he's doing, with the work-life imbalance, with the investments, with how far he's gone, in such a short amount of time. We're about to hit a year now, and you said it was more. Yeah, we're about to hit a year that we've met, and he's done so much, and he's involved in so much with his multifamily stuff, and he's learning a lot. Asking some phenomenal questions to our property management third company, right? So don't forget to raise your hands, ask him some questions, and we still got some time. And that being said, I mean, we already have some questions right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Tiago. What's up, bro?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Luis.
Hey, Tiago, how you doing, bro?
Doing good. I have seen you several times here on the conferences, but never had the opportunity to hear your story. And it's almost heartbreaking, man. Some people they think they started zero ground, level zero. You started -30, and I'm serious. Starting at if you're born here in the U.S., people, and I'm telling you, because I'm an immigrant too, if you're born in the U.S., you can multiply the story of Luis by 3-4 times more because you already had the game. But of course, there is an ingredient for the success, which is great. Everything that he talks about, it comes down to great. Of course, his experiences and drove him to where he is. But it's very impressive, Luis, because you 1 in a million. How many immigrants we have over here, and you're the story of a success. But is this very inspiring to everyone, especially for those that were born here? And my question, I asked Jonathan one time, because we come from such a challenging background. Parents, they have no education. We don't have good quality of schools back at home. So education is not a thing for us. Education is almost like if you can splurge, you can have education in your country, but here they can give for free. So what was the kind of the switch, the pivot point that you got tired of working and you said, I'm going to start looking for education, because education was never part of your background? So that is a real big gap between where you were to start doing where you were gonna be. But what was this spark that says that's what I'm gonna do it, and the reason why?
Man, you get tired of being tired and broke, man. And once you hit the level, I guess um, you gotta go somewhere, man, because being in the same place doesn't take you nowhere. So when I start feeling depressed and tired back in 2017, I say this is about time to change. I cannot be here working all my life and not getting the dreams that I came to get, because I came to the United States to get um, new opportunities to bring into my country, because I wanted to help other people. But if you don't have no money, how can you help others? People talk about money being evil, and that's not true, man. If you're evil, you're gonna be evil even broke or rich. So getting the money to help others, it's a blessing. And I do everything, man, in the name of God. I believe in God, and God has taken me all the way to here.
Fantastic. I was just, as you were speaking, I was enticing to ask if a religion was part of this catapult. And you touched the crucial point, man. If you go with God, we know we're all gonna have battles, but all the battles are gonna be won, and that's the greatest thing. So congratulations again, and very proud of you, and I'm pretty sure all your family and everyone that listened to your story is as well.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Great question, man. That was valid. That was very deep, and I love that. If you're evil, you're gonna be an evil son of a gun. Whether you got the money or you don't, right? So, very very great point. I really really like that you said that. So we're gonna go ahead and go on to Gabrielle. How you doing, Gabrielle? Good to see you.
Good to see y'all too. Louise, this is so inspiring, so definitely needed. So my question is, like, now that you've achieved that, how do you determine, like, how do you set your goals? And what is your goal look like? And then how do you also, to another part of the question is, how do you what does your day look like? How do you time everything out for the day for you to be showing up everywhere?
Well, I start my days very early. Sometimes 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, just to be ready for the day. I try to write everything down so I won't forget. I try to. I have a notebook where I write down, what time I have a meeting, and so I try to be, consistent. I try to be persistent on what I want to do. um, and that's been working for me. I think the key for success is be persistent. Be persistent and never give up. Try one more day. If you fail, try one more day, because if you don't try one more day, maybe that last day is the last day to become successful. If you quit, you will never know. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yes, you did. So now what is your goal now? What is like, are you making like any long-term goals?
Well, I'm always switching my goals, for a better position. Every time I get what I want, I go to the next level. I don't think there is a limit for me. My limit probably is be able to help as many people possible. Um, I believe that this world is full of bad people, but also it's full of good people. And if the good people get together, the world be a better place to live. We need to help each other. Like helping you know, charities or churches, or donate to you know, people in need. I think that's the goal. You know, money wise, money is always needed, and I don't think there is a point where you have enough money, because if you have money, you can help more people. So my goal is to keep working, never stop until I'm dead.
Great philosophy. I love it. I love it. We got a question from my boy Eli. What's up, bro? Yo, mic is muted.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you guys again. Good,
Hey
good.
man, how you doing?
Good, Mr. Guatemala. You got me. It's 9 o'clock right now. You got me wanting to run through this wall in front of me right now with that motivation. um, it's really interesting. My dad, he's from Guatemala as well. Él es de Chiquimula, and when he came here when he was like 13, ran away from the military. His dad was in the military, and he came down here. Actually, he stepped foot into Texas, and that's where he became himself. And he always tells that story as something, that's so tough. But I guess my question to you, being that you have, the experience in a different world and coming here, I think a lot of people come here, and even the people that are born here, sometimes we're born into the slavery, we're born into this mindset that, we have to fulfill this, 9 to 5, or we have to, work 3 or 4 jobs to come to it. Where where is the pressure that you need to apply? Like, where is it where the shift comes? Obviously you're in construction, you're renovating properties, and there's a lot of people out there that are doing that, but something about your mindset allowed you to shift and to think into real estate and to move into a different level. So I guess, what happened and what made you get to that? Like, what opened your eyes, I think I could say, and how do you motivate others to open their eyes into a different vision, basically?
Well, I think working from 9 to 5 is not a bad thing. Um, I think we all need to do great work, even if we working hourly. Always get the job done as if it was your own business. I always, when I was working hourly for other people, I was very responsible. I was always doing things the right way. And I think if you do everything like the right way, it will give you the opportunity to grow up. So when I start shifting from being just a construction guy to real estate is when I find out that I was getting frustrated. I want to create, a generation of wealth, and by working, there is no ways of getting done, man. I don't think there is any way possible to, unless you win the lottery, but that's one in million people, so I think the closest thing to create wealth is through real estate. Investments is the best investment. It's real, and you can touch it and you can feel it. So that's what motivates me, because I did some research, and the best way to create wealth is through real estate. That's when I thought that I wanted to be there. I wanted to meet the right people. I wanted to meet people that is doing this, so I can do it. And I'm learning from other people.
Yeah, that was great. That's great. Just being a sponge, basically. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yes,
Awesome,
sir.
awesome.
And just
Okay,
to kind of
okay.
real quick, John, I want to kind of
Alright.
piggyback on that, John.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, just to kind of just to kind of compliment a little more about Luis. This man is everywhere. This man is every single where that you could possibly imagine. He's in every room. He's at every event. He wants to learn. He's dropping money. He's dropping thousands of dollars on himself to keep learning, to continue to be in those rooms, to make noise. And I really want you guys to meet one day, Eli. Maybe when we go to a 10X event, Luis is always there. I really want y'all to meet. I want y'all to connect because I want you to hear this guy talk and you're going to feel that hunger in him. And I don't know, like, I don't know where you can get that from. It's just kind of like a very general question, but it's like me wanting to ask Luis, where do you get your hunger from? It's kind of hard for him to explain that. But when you hear him talk, you hear his story, you hear how the emotions are running through this guy, it just kind of inspires you more to like have that triggered in you and to be like, you know what? I know I got that desire. I got that burning desire in me too. Right. So I would love for y'all to connect. We need to all connect in person. Eli will let you know. I know we've been talking a lot. So for sure. I mean, Luis, I don't know if you mind me giving him your number so y'all can stay connected. He's actually from South Carolina. So he's over there by you, Luis. Luis is from Virginia. So y'all aren't too far away from each other. So
Virginia's right around the corner. Yes.
yeah, so great connection right there, and I can't wait to connect you guys. Before I turn it back to Jonathan, we do have one more question. My boy David Ornelas out of San Antonio, Texas. What's up, bro? You're muted, brother. You're muted. There you go.
Okay.
Got it.
Buenas noches a todos. ¿Cómo estamos? Mr. Catalan, Sergio, Jonathan, everyone.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Thank you so much. Best day of my life. Hearing all this knowledge, all of this rich experience that it's giving. So I have one question, and how do you just get to the chase, right? Get to the info. How do you get this mental clarity? How do you bring balance on making those straight decisions?
You gotta have clear goals, man. You gotta know exactly where you wanna go. You gotta know exactly where you're gonna go. If you wanna get to the next level, you gotta know where you wanna go, man, before you even start walking. Because if you have no idea where you're going, it's like walking with your eyes closed.
Straight question, straight answer. Love it. But yeah, man, I think it's also a combination of experiences, right? I mean, your greed, like you went through to lose some money somehow. That's how I feel too. Like we kind of like get detached of money a little bit, right? But now we're more careful in our due diligence, but we are not that attached to money, if that makes sense, right? So all combination of experiences and everything that just made you to be somebody that you do the due diligence and you pull the trigger without going and thinking so much, right? So yeah, I mean, I know Luis already, we're really close, so we had these kind of conversations, but yeah, guys, I mean, you heard Luis the man, Mr. Guatemala, right? So you heard this. Stop the bullshit, guys. Stop the excuses, right? So it's possible. You guys can get into this space in multifamily, right? So just leave the excuses on the side, just keep going, keep pushing yourself, because I mean, it's possible. Somebody like Luis did it, so we did it. We like to show you cases that is possible. That's the whole purpose of this call, to inspire you, to motivate you, that is possible, right? By taking action, by showing up, right? Because Luis is putting his time. Even he went through challenges in life, and he's still over here, showing up in every single meeting, right? So he was sacrificing the time with his kids and everything to be with us, even after a long day of work, right? But yeah, man, I'm excited to I'm really grateful to meet you. I'm so blessed to have a partner like you in this business. And then again, you guys need to connect with Luis. Like Sergio say, like, you need to be listen him speaking, like how he's show you his hunger, how his goals and everything, right? But yeah, I just want to say thank you, Luis, again, man. You are one of those partners that I like to push, right? So I like to, like, okay, Luis, you took a lot of action, man. Let's go together on this. I want to see you grow. I want to see you killing it, right? So that's that's how we come as a partner supporting you, right? So yeah, I'm gonna let Sergio go closing out.
Once again, everybody, thank you for coming. Right before we go into our breakout rooms, just to ask at least more questions, just to kind of do more networking. Once again, just thank everybody for coming. And just a reminder that if you are getting in this industry, you want to keep learning about how is it that we're analyzing these properties. We're having a live workshop that Miss Yoshi has been posting in the chat for everybody to come fly out to Dallas, come see what we got going on full time. It's going to be a hell of a week, guys. We're knocking out 3 birds with 1 stone. We have our Thursday monthly meetup in Dallas, followed by our workshop on Friday, and our asset walk and our closing celebration, ribbon cutting celebration for our asset in Arlington, Texas. So y'all can come out and see how is it that we do that. We also got something going on Saturday morning where it's called MIA. Golly, what was that word? MIA takeover. So we're taking over the property. We're going to do a little bit of community service. We're going to pick up some trash. We're going to go just hang out at the asset, maybe fix a thing or two, make that a celebration and a tradition too. So it's really doing 3 things for really the price of 1 and just coming out, getting to know us on more of a personal level. So once again, click on the link, register. And if maybe you're thinking about coming and you're not too sure, reach out to me, Yoshi, Jonathan, or anybody on the MIA team to ask more questions about it. So I'm more than welcome to give you actually a discount because you are a part of the Cashflow Empire podcast community. We get to give you a discount. So that being said, Luis, before we end the call, we end the recording, give us 3 pieces of advice. It could be about life, it could be about real estate, it can be about anything that you just kind of want to leave us with tonight.
Don't be lazy, man. Work hard. There is no shortcut to success. You gotta work and work and work until you reach your first level, and then keep working. And don't waste the more valuable asset that we have is our time. Don't think because you're 20, you can be party all night and spending all the money on drugs and alcohol and hooking up with bitches. So it's not the right investment you can do, man. If you're 20, make sure you have a clear mindset and be ready, man, to grow up as a person. Don't think because you're 20, you have a long time. I mean, from 20 to 40, the years fly so quick. And I appreciate you guys for inviting me, and I'm so glad to be part of your group, man.